How's it going, guys? Let's talk England for a minute because they seem so rejuvenated. We've now had the tour of Argentina done. We've seen them play the USA, and I want to break down the rest of their season. So let's take a deep dive into their upcoming fixtures. Please like, subscribe. It really does help the channel grow, and let's get into it. So, like I said, this England side, they seem rejuvenated. They seem a completely different side to the side that played in the Autumn Nations in 2024. In 2024, they seemed leaky. They seemed disjointed. They were slow off the mark. They weren't able to keep up with the pace of a lot of teams. They ended up losing leads late on in the game. But ever since the new year came round, we saw Maro Itoje come in as captain, and my word, has he been playing brilliantly. But not only that, England have been playing brilliantly. We've seen an England side that seems to have found their form with Steve Borthwick and really started putting in some brilliant performances. We saw it in the Six Nations. Yes, they started off a bit shaky, but ended up finishing very well, finishing second in the Six Nations, coming through then after that with a big win up against Argentina with 35-12, and then beating them on the second test 22-17. And we've got to take this as well because England are missing a lot of players because of the Lions tour. And it comes around once every 4 years. But they still managed to put in a brilliant performance up against an Argentina side that managed to beat the Lions in their in the first game before they actually went on tour to Australia. So definitely no joke of a side, and they managed to put in absolutely brilliant performances. But not only that, absolutely decimating the Americans, 45. Albeit it was a very long game. There was a lot of back and forth. There was a lot of stoppages due to um, thunderstorms, but ultimately the English ended up getting it done. We got to see brilliant performances by the likes of George Ford, Cunningham South, Caden Murley, and the list just goes on. They put in some spectacular performances, but like I say, this seems like a completely rejuvenated English side. It's going to be lovely to see the English play once they end up coming back off of the tour. But I want to be seeing the likes of Henry Pollock get a bit more play time in an England shirt. And we are definitely going to end up seeing the likes of your Ollie Chessums, your like I said, I'd love to see a bit more Caden Murley. I'd love to see a bit more Jack van Poortvliet. A lot of players here that deserve their shot. I want to see a bit of Max Ajomo as well. Get himself a chance, but England, they don't exactly have many games this year remaining. We are going to be seeing them next play now in November, where they are going to be meeting Australia on the 1st of November. If the English continue to play the way they do, I can definitely see England coming through with a solid win over the Aussies here. I think they're just going to have a bit too much in terms of physicality. Obviously, the Australians are really good. We are going to be seeing how they're able to fare up against the Lions here. But ultimately, when you have the likes of Ellis Genge, Will Stewart, that forward pack is so strong. And then you have the likes of your Maro Itoje. You have again, like I say, um, uh, oh, how did I get this? Ollie Chessum. There we go. Ollie Chessum. But not only that, you got Ben Curry, you got Tom Curry, you got Ben Earl, Henry Pollock. You The list is limitless when it comes down to back row. And England have a real solid back row. And then even that, we're talking the likes of your Finn Smith, Marcus Smith as well. Absolutely brilliant. George Ford putting in some brilliant performances as well. So there's going to be a lot of players here that are really going to be, needing to step up if they want to be keeping their spot or getting a starting spot for England, because the English don't exactly have what we would call difficult tests throughout the rest of the year. They have New Zealand on the 15th of November, which is by far going to be the biggest test that they are going to have all year. But otherwise, they got Australia on the 8th of November, they got Fiji, and then on the 15th of November, they got New Zealand. 23rd of November, they got Argentina once again, who they've already done the double over. So a lot of points up for grabs here. The All Blacks game is by far going to be the most difficult test, and it's going to be one of the best ones. I do believe they are going to be playing in Twickenham. So big game. I'd love to be able to get my hands on some tickets there, but yeah, it's it's a bit time now, right? It's time for England to start making their way back up the rankings, to start showing what they are made of, to start showing that depth, and to start showing that they can mix it again with the big guys in rugby. Because unfortunately, we look at the autumn nations of last year, they faltered. And I went into every game thinking, what are they going to do now? Because they dominate and then they would lose the lead. You know, they would concede like 4 or 5 tries within the space of 10, 15 minutes, which there are still essences of that in the current rugby system that they do have, but it's very minimal. And they you can see that change. You can see the structure form. You can see the bond with the players becoming so much stronger, and you can physically see it. We've seen in the performances, right? It's not just me talking, because I like English rugby. No, it's literally me looking at all of the performances, seeing how they're playing, where they are faltering, and like I say, every now and again you will see them, go through the same thing. They'll let off the gas, and then they'll end up, destroying themselves lead. But the performances that are being put in, we are seeing a lot more heart in these players. I feel Maro Itoje is getting the better out of a lot of these players, getting their heads up, getting their minds focused. And I feel Maro Itoje right now is a very, very good thing for English rugby. He's also captaining the Lions squad, who are absolutely destroying, currently unbeaten in the Lions tour, and we'll see if they can do a complete whitewash of this, of Down Under. So honestly, I do think that they will be able to, considering the players that they do have. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. Obviously, Fiji is by no means going to be an easy test. The Fiji, they managed to put a number on Scotland. Again, it was a depleted Scotland, but again, by no means are they easy to a team to overlook, because they are deadly when it comes down to attack. It's just they do tend to be a little bit frail when it comes down to that defense and their defensive structures. And like we saw, at times they are very leaky. If they were utilizing that up and under, that those kicks can absolutely take them out of the game completely. But we'll see how that one goes. And then, like I say, Argentina, I think is going to be relatively routine. We are going to end up seeing a much stronger Argentina side, because even this Argentina side that has been playing is a weakened Argentina side. So they are going to be vying for as many points as possible. Same thing for England. So obviously, England are going to be wanting to get the most amount of points out of these teams as physically possible. Thinking about it, Fiji, yeah, I think Fiji is like 11th. So even if they do play, they will still be able to get points out of them. Um, so yeah, all in all, it's going to be a very tough. Well, it's it's not going to be an easy test. The rest of the year for England, but it's definitely going to be one that you definitely want to keep your eye on. So let me know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to be a breakout player? Do you think there could be another Henry Pollock in the sidelines waiting to burst onto the scene? Because I think there are a couple of players here that, can definitely do it. So drop your thoughts in the comment section below. What's the game you are looking most forward to? And is this a truly changed England side? So drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Please like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye.